Here's the pumpkin they were talking about the other day.
Liv wants to look for some kind of little glass.
This is the vase Grandma made.
That's right.
Not really.
No. But I want to make a ball. Oh, regular glasses that you wear?
Fantastic day. I'd like to introduce you to Master Glass Blower G. Brian Junk, a good friend of mine. He's going to make a beautiful piece of glass. I'm going to give him a hand. My name's Carl. I'm going to help you folks out by answering any questions that might arise. But how many people this very first time you've seen hand-blown glass? First timers? Quite a few of you. Excellent. Well, welcome to the hot shop. It all begins with this material. This is the stuff you came to see, the molten glass. The liquid is sand. It is at 2,120 degrees Fahrenheit. And at that temperature, glass is a number of things. It is hot enough to emit its own light. That's the beautiful bright orange color that you see. And it is soft, fluid, mobile, moving around the end of the iron a lot like warm table honey. You will see G. Brian continuously turn this iron as we have to counter effect the effect of gravity on the glass. So gravity is trying to pull the glass toward the floor. G will continually turn it to keep it on center. Now, pre-COVID, he would have used his lips and his lungs to start an air bubble in this glass, but he's wearing a mask, so that's not possible. So you're going to see G. Brian hook this up to an air hose. The air hose is hooked to an air compressor line, a foot pedal, a solenoid, a regulator, a pressure relief valve, a couple of other things all connected together. And that allows us to add the air on the glass blowing process. Cooling and stabilizing this bubble, we're going to get it down to roughly 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And that allowed G to go back into the furnace and wind up more clear glass in a process we call gathering. I'll show you what happens inside the screen, or inside the furnace. On the screen you'll see an animation, cutaway version of the furnace. You can see the pipe go below the surface, and then you turn the iron. And as you turn the iron, you can wind up or thread up a larger quantity of glass. That's the process of getting glass on the end of the iron, just like winding honey or taffy or chocolate on the end of an iron. Oh yeah, we can do that. G hasn't played. We got a new toy here. This is some people call it a threading machine, some people call it a roller wrap, some people call it a bunch of things. You want this pretty tight? Yeah, it's set on about a 2.5. So this is a set of bearings. We can loosen this handle. That will cant the bearings back and forth. And then, because they're canted off center, as you turn the pipe will corkscrew in one direction or the other. And we'll be able to do a thread wrap, a precision wrap down the side of the vessel. Some people call it a roller wrap, some people call it a thread wrap. That's a new one, we just got it, and both bearings are connected together. The other nice thing about this is it's magnetic, so we don't have to worry about clamping it to the table. G will get his bubble, thread it up, and I'll have to make the bit we're going to wind on here. He did that additional gather, went for more glass, dived into a larger block, and again these blocks allow him to shape, center, and cool the glass all at the same time. We will reattach the blow hose. He wants to get this a little bigger. If we put our thread wrap on too late in the process, or too early in the process, we'll melt it away. This tool here is unique. This is the local newspaper, the Corning Leader. It's about 10 or 12 sheets of paper folded up, gotten wet. You can shape the glass with your fingertips, your thumb, the palm of your hand. You can pull the glass off the iron. You can push the glass on the iron. You can cool specific pieces of the bubble. You can squeeze the bubbles. A lot of cool things that can be done with the newspaper tool. Okay, we're gonna cut it? Yes? We're gonna create the wrap that we're going to literally wrap down the side of this vessel. Let me ask G if he wanted it cut. Take and stretch this slightly, trim it to a point, and that will allow this to pull off on a thinner, little thread. We want this pretty hot, and we need all of the glass on this iron to be pretty hot because we need this thread to pull continuously off the end of this iron. What I'm going to do is I'm going to touch it down on the part of his vessel called the moil, and then we'll draw it back, and then I'm able to control the diameter of the thread by how far back I pull. I'm going to run out of glass. I don't think we're going. And you can see it just thread toward you. Again, I'm in control of how wide this thread is. It's getting colder, so G's having to turn a little bit harder. And then we get to the very bottom, he just touches it, chills it off, and just like that, we've got a nice precision thread wrap. Now we can do it in clear glass. Everything you're seeing on the iron is clear now. We can do colored glass. But yeah, nice handy little toy. Like I say, the magnetic feature is very handy. Any questions? Any questions about glass? About Corning, the town, Corning, the company? Yes, here.
How do you make the glass colors?
How do we make colors? Excellent. We can't use pigments, dyes, inks, oils, stains, paints, crayons. All of those things melt at these temperatures. But it was discovered by the Egyptians almost 3,500 years ago that if you add metal oxides to glass, you change the color. Now, if we take a big chunk of iron, we throw it in the furnace, we just ruin the furnace. But if we take that chunk of iron and we rust it, and we scrape the rust off, and we add the rust, we get green glass. If we get cobalt rust, we get blue glass. If we get copper rust, we get either really dark red or really light blue. Gold gives us this beautiful color here. This is called gold ruby. The beautiful peach color that you see in that is a gold-based color. So a lot of different metal oxides to glass. There's one notable non-metallic oxide, and that is sulfur. If we add that to glass, we get brown bottle glass is made with sulfur oxide. Excellent question. Did you have a question?
How do you make glass the same shape as the other?
How do we make glass the exact same shape? Well, there's a couple ways. If you need them to be exact, we would make a mold. So if you really liked this shape, we would send this off and they would make a mold. Now, we wouldn't be able to put the handle in the mold, but we could put the picture shape in the mold, and we wouldn't be able to put this ring on it. But we could drop this into a mold, blow really hard on the mold, take it out, and we would have this perfect shape, and we could add the ring and the wrap. That's the best one. And that's how most glass is made today. Probably 95% of the glass you make or you touch is going to be, we drop it on a stem or a foot. Probably 95% of the glass you touch today is made by a machine. And that's how it's done.
Here's some Lighthouse Lights.
See the love of my life. Live. Whoa, look at him.
Hi.
Right there.
Here's Olivia on the periscope.
Liv, get off the periscope.
I wonder how this is working.
Here.
Hey, thank God the GoPros don't have this many lenses.
Right.
And then you see Bryce over here. How did he get in there?
Oh, there he is.
This was the second attempt. It's the first fail, and then the ceramic core no glue from tremendous heat and ruined the glass. We were conscious, of course, that the items were over.
I tell you, some of the sales, their prices aren't too bad.
We get a pretty ornament for our Christmas tree.
Sure. what we're buying since they're on sale. Real pretty stuff. And I think that's about it for our tour at the glass factory. And oh, yeah, that's nice. Okay, we'll gonna be checking out, jumping in the truck and heading home. Hope you all enjoyed our glass museum tour, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Hit that like button.